Marketing and selling is essential in your online business. And when you have the right strategies and mindset, you not only can make a lot of money, but you can change a lot of lives. Welcome to the Online Marketing Podcast, where we help course creators, membership owners, and coaches market and sell their offers.
We're your hosts, Paul and Melissa Pruitt. Let's dive in and get started.
We are jamming on our number one marketing method.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
The number one, not like number 12,
Nope.
but we're doing like the number one marketing method?
Number one marketing method.
Okay, so this has to be like a big, huge, like probably like a $25 or $50 word. You know, it's not going to be like something really simple, though, right?
Let's think on that. No, it actually is quite simple.
It is?
Yeah.
But if it's simple, will it work?
Actually, simple does work. A lot of times we complicate things way too much.
I tell you, what is this? Because I feel like we're complicating this.
Marketing is testing. That is our number one marketing method.
Really? What do you mean by testing?
So testing really means, again, trying new things. A lot of times when we go out there with our marketing, we want it to be one and done. We want it to be perfect. We want this perfect funnel to happen, this perfect method to happen. And that just doesn't exist. True marketing that works, involves a series of tests over and over again to try out different things, new methods, new ways to engage with your audience. And that's how you're really going to perfect it and hone in on that message to get people to your offers.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think like, you know, in our real life outside, because I know we all want that easy button. We just want to do one and done, like you said, and like, oh, this is the perfect, you know, I just came up with the perfect ad while I was staring at this ad manager and like, I'm just going to make all these millions of dollars, just going to start rolling in like crazy. And then the market gives us feedback. And it's not what we thought. Have we had any experiences like that in our real world that maybe we could relate this to?
Absolutely. I mean, there's testing that happens all the time. For example, taste testing. Like if you want to try something out, you're going to taste it and make sure, you know, it agrees with you. It's the right flavors. As you're cooking something, does it need a little bit more of this? Does it need a little bit more of that? You're going to taste and test it along the way.
I test with my eyes a lot of times, like taste test with my eyes. I'm like, I ain't eating that. Like, that tastes horrible because I can't describe it, or you just described it to me and I don't even want to try it. But isn't that interesting though? Like in the real world, you know, just like you said, like with taste testing, like how many of us, you know, we've experienced that where we assumed something was, you know, we read something on the menu and like the marketing of the menu was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to get this. And then the order comes and it's like right in front of us. And we're like, ugh, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely has it happened for us. And the thing is with testing, again, we do this in the real world. We do this all the time with taste testing, test driving a car, like all the different things that, you know, you want to try things out. But then when it comes to our marketing, for some reason, we think, okay, we're going to get it this perfect way right on the first try, and it's going to be amazing. And a lot of times it doesn't quite lay out that way. I mean, sometimes it can, but a lot of times real, true marketing that connects with your people involves a series of tests.
Yeah, I tell you, in the real world, like when it comes to like swimming and like I put my little toe in the pool, I'm just like, no, I think I'm going to wait. I think sometimes I have to jump in after I do that. I psych myself out. But the interesting thing when you do test and when it comes to marketing, right? This is where you can adjust, where you're getting market feedback. You're getting that feedback loop. And when you have that feedback loop, you know what that does? That gives you perspective that you didn't have before. Because a lot of us are like in our bubble or like in our thing. We have our perspective. We're like, we know what our people want. We know what they need.
Yes.
Definitely. Like we know what they need. We got to give them this. And, you know, we're tired of everybody selling other things to them, right? And then we put it out into the marketplace. And again, we want that one and done. We want that perfectionism. And you know what happens a lot of times that, at least that I see, is that people feel rejected. You know, they finally feel vulnerable. They did a launch or promotion. They put their offer out there because they were seeking that perfection, that one and done, like you were saying. And then crickets, you know, that tumbleweed, that, you know, that going across the screen, that like, oh my goodness, like what is going on? And what happens though, is I want you to really embrace that moment. Because in that moment, when you get that market feedback, you now have new perspective. You have experience they did not have before. Thank goodness. What was it? Is it Edison that did the light bulb?
Yes.
Like over 10,000 times. And it was like, it was 9,999 times that it didn't work. And that just eliminated choices. Thank goodness. Because we have this light on our faces right now. If you're watching the video, if you're on the podcast or you're catching this on audio, Thank goodness for you.
Yeah.
No.
But the thing is that it's so hard not to take it personally.
Sure.
But really, when something doesn't go right with that launch, with that promotion, something's just not lined up right. Between, again, we always are talking about aligning your audience, your offer, and your messaging. And again, we have to test these things against each other to really make sure we get those results. So don't take it personally. It's just something's just not lining up right. Your audience isn't quite connecting with that message, or maybe it's the wrong offer for them. Something's just not quite clicking. And that's, again, where when you have the testing and you're trying different things, you can really line it up and give the market, give your audience what they want.
Yeah. And if you think about it, coming back to that cooking example, right? It's like, if you taste tested something, you wouldn't like throw 15 different ingredients in and go, oh, is this right? And that's what a lot of people do when they're testing their marketing. That's a big mistake that a lot of people make. So when it comes to testing, make sure you test one element at a time. So I just remember the other night we were with your mom and dad, and it was funny because both of them we got some soup from an external source, and both of them ate it separately, and they came back and they had the exact same feedback.
Yeah.
They were like, what did they say?
Too much salt. Too much salt,
right? So it's like that was real good feedback, right? And it's something, but like, we change too many things when we're doing testing. And then what happens, we don't really know what to adjust. So in that case, like if they wanted that soup as an example to be better, like they would change the recipe a little bit and just pull back on that salt. But if they change like 5 different things, if they just got the general feedback, like, oh, like this is off, this is wrong, nobody likes it, then they wouldn't have had that consistent feedback just to make that one change. So in marketing, like what would be an example of something that somebody could change?
So again, if we were talking about ads, it could be as simple as the image. Like if you're doing an ad with an image and maybe, that image doesn't connect with the audience, but you could change it to a different image and just keep everything else the same, the headline, the copy, but just change the image and see if one image connects better than the other. That's just a really simple thing that you could do. But again, you won't know if you're switching out everything, then you won't know what really made the difference.
Yeah, I can remember back when we did our ads challenge originally, and I had a video that I was very proud of, and I was on it, and I was like, right. And on this landing page, and it converted at a certain number. We won't say what that number is. It was kind of low. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to test this out, and we're going to change it from a video to an image. Now, that image was still me. Okay. It was all about me. I'm sorry. I'm guilty. Aren't we all? Right. And then what happened is the image did convert slightly better than that video. So this is just one element that we change back and forth on this opt-in page. But what really made it take off, unfortunately, is when I removed the image of me. And what did you put there instead? Do you remember?
We put an image of 2 ladies looking at a computer screen, and man, that converted.
Yeah, it was close to I actually think it was a little over 50% conversion on that. And the number was not that high when it was my video or when it was my image. Now that was just one element. And I want you to think about that, because if we went in and like we changed the headline and changed the copy and changed the button and the image or the video, and let's say it did convert a little bit better, we would not have been able to identify like which piece actually moved the needle.
Yeah, that's why it's so important just to do one element at a time, test one thing at a time, just like the soup, the salty soup, same thing with your marketing, one thing at a time. So then you can really understand what's connecting with your audience, what's not, and then change.
Yeah. So instead of getting salty, let's think about this. Let's go back to the beginning here and just remember, marketing is testing. And you really need to ingrain that into your world and embrace it. That is so vitally important. And when you look at that, that's like our number one marketing tip. And you know why? Because it's a feedback loop. It's the perspective of the world reflecting back to us our alignment of our offer, of our audience alignment, and the messaging that bridges those two things together. So we really want to focus on that, is to make sure that we're testing one thing at a time, just so we can see at different parts of our funnel, like what is moving that needle? What's going to get that conversion up a little bit better?
Awesome. So I know we have something exciting.
Ooh, we do. What would that be?
So this is our adaptive method course. And this is, again, if you are really wanting to know more about testing, looking at your funnels, looking at your entire marketing process, this is our signature course to really give you those foundational pieces.
Yeah, and it's beyond that. This is what you can put. It doesn't matter what ad platform you're on. This is universal truths that helps you with the buyer in the process that they're in, like where they are in the stage of their journey, and then making sure with our marketer's map inside of this program that you're going to be able to message them properly. And again, that way you can message differently at different stages and do some testing. And we'll actually walk you through on how to properly do those tests, because so many people do this wrong. And I'm telling you, if you can tweak this in, what's really great is you'll spend less time, less energy, less effort, less money advertising, and you'll amplify. It'll be like a hockey stick. You'll amplify the results. You'll be able to scale your efforts because you'll have everything really tuned in. You'll be talking to people right where they are in their own journey, the right way, so you don't alienate people. And again, with testing, we're going to just get that message aligned. We're going to get the offer aligned just so you get those conversions. I'm really excited about this.
Yes. So we'll make sure that we include the information on that in the show notes. And again, remember, subscribe and to the show and share it with a friend, because we love jamming on things like this. This is, again, about really perfecting your marketing messaging. Testing is a big piece of it. So we have conversations like this on the show where we're going to really help you tune in and fine tune things.
Yeah. So again, head over and join us in the adaptive method. Now, here's the thing. Until we talk again, remember, adaptive marketing matters. Thanks for listening to the Online Marketing Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our show for free strategies and tips to market and sell your offers.
If you would like to work with us and our team to help you snap up more sales and incredible clients with a stellar marketing strategy that works, go to adaptivemembership.com and sign up for our wait list. We have a limited number of spots in our exclusive program to set you up for success and take action. We're waiting for you at adaptivemembership.com.